Good morning, friends. This morning, quickly, I want to make a very short video of a pair of interesting monoblock amplifiers I have on the bench that came in for repair. It's a pair of quirky little monoblock amplifiers that were made by Gunter Steinhart in South Africa. Gunter was an Austrian expat that based himself in South Africa in the late 70s and made himself a good career in building amplifiers, and he is most famous for valve amplifiers based around the PL509 or PL519 TV sweep tubes. But this pair of amplifiers is extremely interesting. When their owner first contacted me and said he's got a pair of Gunter Steinhart monoblocks that doesn't have valves in it, I found it very interesting. And when they came in, I was surprised to see that this is really a full transistorized set. The circuit, a lot of electronic audio technicians will recognize the circuit relatively quickly, and that is the quasi-complementary Lin RCA circuit, and later on the adapted circuit that was made famous by Mr. Werke of Naim NAP. So there you can see the audio channels. It uses the 2N3773 PNP power transistors in the output, and just a regular Lin circuit, with the exception of these this transistor pair here, which is like a built-in protection circuit for the audio circuit, because that sits on the speaker lines and flanked by the power rails. Since this doesn't have schematics, I'm thumb sucking here, with the emitters going to possibly to clamp the driver transistors. And another exception also is having the VBE multiply transistor that's on the heatsink. And the other thing is it's got a fully regulated supply sitting underneath the audio channels. Probably best seen from this side in there. There you go. And cooling fans that runs off a thermistor controller system, so they barely run. They only kick in when these heatsinks get tremendously hot. And then a last thing is I've put them through their paces on the audio precision analyzer, and I think they measure very good. You just see where the papers are. Sorry, this is a rough video. I've just made peace with the fact that I'm not a vlogger and blogger and whatever you want to call it, because I don't have time to make fancy videos. But there you go. There's the frequency response from 20 Hertz to 20 kilohertz within a 2 decibel margin. That's not bad. That's not bad. They've got a gain of 30 dBs, self-gain, and very, very, very favorable frequency response, very closely matched to one another. Another thing also that's lovely is the total harmonic distortion sweep, which again is very impressive. So this just shows you that, never mind Steinhart, Gunter Steinhart and his efforts, that the RCA, the original RCA circuit, or the later on the Naim NAP circuit, is a very good circuit. it measures well, and more importantly, it sounds great. And I guess what makes this so very, very interesting, and why I wanted to make this video, is that when you mention the name Gunter Steinhart to any local audio enthusiast, they cringe, they turn blue in the face, and they want to run away because they know what nightmare the valve amplifiers can be, especially that there's no more support for the for any Gunter Steinhart products, because Gunter passed away a couple of years ago. And unfortunately, Gunter didn't leave a good service legacy behind. So this particular set of amplifiers, and I don't know how many he's built of these. This is wonderful because they're much more serviceable than the valve amplifiers. They're very, I must say, they're very neatly built. Very good layout on the PC boards. Construction in the chassis is extremely telltale Gunter Steinhart, where it's sometimes a bit tight. You know, he didn't leave a lot of margin around anything to get in if you need to get in somewhere. But this is a job well done, and I cannot help to admire this set of amplifiers. So I think they're marvelous. They sound absolutely fantastic. Just a side note is that there was, before Gunter Steinhart, there was the original audio geek and aspiring high-end manufacturer. That was Mr. Dan Jacobs, or Mr. Dan Jacobs. And he was one of the first local manufacturers to have ripped off the circuit. It only recently came to light that he built this amplifier that was called the RS Major. And I was lucky to have been able to got my hands on one, and a friend of mine also got his hands on one, and we do agree that its amplifier sounds wonderful. It's all in all the very same amplifier like this, but just 2 channels in one chassis. More conventional layout, single power transformer. Yeah, I just wanted to add to this because they share, in terms of the electronic design, they share the same bloodline. And I guess that is it. That is it. The pair of solid state Gunter Steinhart monoblocks.